Please help me welcome Julie Green.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. My favorite undergraduate professor started every class with a poem, and that's what I'm going to do. Did a copy of it. Not Waving, but Drowning by Stevie Smith. Nobody heard him, the dead man, but still he lay moaning. I was much farther out than you thought, and not waving, but drowning. Poor chap, he always loved larking, and now he's dead. It must have been too cold for him. His heart gave way, they said. Oh, no, it was too cold always. Still, the dead one lay moaning. I was much too far out all my life, and not waving, but drowning. 2 centuries before these words were written, July 4th, 1776, we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Meanwhile, not too far away, next door, practically in South Carolina, 60% of the population was enslaved. To explain away the contradiction, to make it look shiny and slick, our government claimed that those with dark skin are genetically inferior, lesser humans, subhuman in fact. The belief that some are subhuman is in fact on the rise, upheld in our laws and in the media today. After the Allies discovered what had really occurred under Hitler's rule, many didn't want to believe it. After all, hadn't Hitler built great highways? And that miracle drug, thalidomide. Whoa, they made that based on experimentation on us Jews. Like me, lesser humans. How shiny, slick. It must have been too cold for him. His heart gave way, they said. Outside many concentration camps was a sign. Arbeit macht. Work will set you free. Oh, promise of freedom. Not waiting, but drowning. During the Eisenhower years over in the Soviet Union, a new concept was discovered called anti-Sovietism. Now, any dissident activity was not only a crime, now it's a mental disease. You're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. Your voices won't matter anymore. You only thought you were Toastmasters. 110 years ago, I met my beloved boyfriend, Joe. 1986, in case those of you are literally lax in math like I am. And we fell in love. A few years later, I was recruited to try a new drug that had just come out. I didn't quite fit the criteria, but the risks were small, they said. I was shortly after taken off the drug. No explanation. They were done testing their super cooperative but completely unknowing control subject. That slick and impressive pill. No, not thalidomide. It was Clozaril. Mental illnesses had only recently begun to be called permanent brain diseases. Chemical imbalances, genetically inferior, as Hitler considered us Jews. However, the chemical imbalance theory was quickly proven false. for the ruling class to maintain psychiatry as a means of continued genocide, the defective brain theory had to be upheld. The lies had to be impressive enough to fool the public. Ask your doctor about Prozac. Ask your doctor about Paxil. Ask your doctor about a pillow. Not waving, but drowning. Neither Joe nor I dared get off our cocktail of drugs. We believed the scare tactics. We believed that the lies, that it was okay, that we had been deprived of human rights. Were we really subhuman? In 1998, Joe was forced to take one more drug with the promise that the drug would set him free. Closer. 5 years later, in the summer, we had tickets to the baseball game. We were excited and happy. Joe drove me home. We waved goodbye to each other. I'm proud that eventually I escaped my psychiatric diagnoses, harmful appointments, and harmful drugs. I'm proud that I persisted and learned the truth before it was too late. The FDA has issued 5 black box warnings about Clozaril. Among them, risk of enlarged heart. Thousands are continuing to join the psychiatric survivor movement, as have I. I proudly tell my story, lest history continue to repeat itself. I remember Joe was kind, patient, a lover of animals and all children. At his funeral, the priest said over and over, "The life cut short." His heart gave way. The practice of psychiatry, its drugs, and plethora of diagnoses are far more dangerous than any of us ever realized. Not waving, but drowning.